Pardon? Come again? Hey guys, just want to bring you another episode here. I want to keep this one kind of light, but it's going to get kind of heavy. So if this ain't your bag of chips, turn your goggles if you wish to resist. Happy Movember. Is anybody celebrating? Is everybody running up the flagpole? Is there a bunch of celebrations going on, the fireworks going off for Movember? Movember? No, I'm saying it right. It ain't November, it's Movember. You guys know what month it is, right? Movember, Men's Mental Health Month. I want to talk to you guys about men's mental health. Why? Oh, I should be quiet. What you crying for? Men's mental health, man. You guys celebrating? It's kind of a big topic, isn't it? You know, how men are and how we have mental health problems that are crazy. Take it from me. I'm a survivor and a struggler of men's mental health. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. I mean, it's from childhood. Why are you crying? I'll give you something to cry about. Ah, just rub a little dirt on it. It'll be all right. You know? Don't be a girl. Don't be a pussy like a cat. What are you, one of those fags? You know? It starts like that. And then it works into all aspects of the system. Women and children first. Men last. That's why they load on the women and children first onto the lifeboats of the Titanic, because men are supposed to think that they're expendable. Little boys start thinking that they're expendable. Our job is to go to war and stand in front to protect. Well, yeah, we all do that now. But I don't know how to do this video. I want to get it out and I want to talk about men's mental health, but how am I going to get it out without being chastised from every corner of the earth? Because right now, glorifying being a softer man, a metro, or being like, you know, in tune with your feminine side, and that men can menstruate and that we're chest feeders and okay, let's just direct this towards the men. Okay, the patriarchy, as they like to chastise us for, you know. This is for them. We suffer through mental health and suicide rates that are off of the scale compared to anybody else. And, you know, we can only just talk about the legal system, family court system, which is heavily weighted towards the female side. And what that can do to a person. I'm living proof in several aspects of men's mental health. And I've exposed myself on all kinds of funny skits and videos throughout this channel. You know, maybe I put out those jokey videos or those funny smiley videos, so when I come to a topic like this that's important to me, I feel it a little bit easier to expose myself. And look at these! Whoa, Susan Wojcinski, peel it back. I identify as a male. I can show mine. But if it's a female, no. So, men's mental health. Okay, motorcyclists, mental health. I'm bouncing around because the topic is so big to grasp on. Which side do you grasp on? I got an idea. I'll start with my day, because I know you guys want to know about my day, or any other mental health or mentally disabled individual like myself that's going through a day. If I do wake up, and when I do finally peel back the curtains from the complete blackout, I have to find a reason to peel myself out of that bed because of the weight of the depression that I make up for myself, you know? And I'm like, I'm going to conquer the world, but first I have to get out of bed. And why should I? You know, why should I? There was a time in my life a few years ago where I was on top. And I watched the mental health slide, and it slid. And now I find a reason every morning to shower or brush my teeth, to start the health care, to say I'm not going to topple a mountain, but the mountain I'm going to topple is jumping in the shower and making myself feel like I need to get up. Okay? Mental health throughout my family. I don't know who my father is, but I do know my mother has mental health issues with certain things, you know, be a whatever it is. But I was totally raised in a way where I knew there was some problems with our history and a genealogy of mental health in men from my mother's side. And my father's side, I do not know, but I'm sure it was Charles Manson that gave me this blood and this thought process. But anyhow, peeling yourself out of bed, finding a reason just to wake up, you know. Another thing that like really gets to me, and I'm gonna bounce around. I'm sorry, my brain is so sporadic and scattered about this topic because there's just so many facets to it. But you know, men, we see ourselves as a strong pinnacle of like the pillar in the Bible. It says like what? Man under God, above woman, woman above children. I one of my religious friends might be able to clarify some of my lack of knowledge on that side of things, but there's a hierarchy, and it's like God over man, man over woman, woman over child, if I'm correct. But when you're that man and you stand up and you decide, okay, I don't have very many skills. I was raised in a very violent way, so I took on the job at the steel mill. And they want me there at 4:30 because I start at 5, and we're going for an 8 to 12 hour day of shucking steel. Hot, burning metal and heavy metal all day long. And yeah, we're away from our kids. We're away from our families. And you got a foreman who's just as psychologically damaged going, hey, climb down. Hey, process. You climb down in that furnace and you clean that out. I know it's burning hot still, and if you touch one side of it, you're going to just evaporate. But you get down in there. You're the low man on the totem pole. You get in there. So you put yourselves in these compromising positions, and people talk about the pay gap and the pay wage gap and all this crap. But it's like, hey, ladies, here's the coal shovel. You climb down in the furnace every day. And I'm not talking one day. I'm talking months and years of it on end. Okay, so we get up and we go to these jobs where we know we're getting to work to death. Yeah, we're bringing home a bigger paycheck, but we're not getting one as big as the suits that sit at the top. But we didn't start there, and that's not where we finished. So we climb in there and we try to be the best father figure or man that we can be. So we're at work, be it a rock and roll star, be it a steel worker, be it a security guard, or just be it a regular desk guy, whatever it is, desk jockey, whatever you are. You're going to be the best one you can be because you have these little eyes looking back up at you and a beautiful woman that's way out of our fucking league. You know, all of our ladies are way out of our league. If they really knew what we were, they would run away in fear. Booby, whiny, sore little freaking babies that need mommy's little help, and so we hide under a tit. Oh, you want to know? Ask any of your women what a man's like when he's sick. Soup. Right? Well, we try so hard to hold that up that we put ourselves in these compromising situations and we can't talk about it. You take a 2-inch sliver of steel through your finger at work and you pull it out with a pair of pliers in front of your coworkers because I could do that. You go home and you're just like, you don't want to say anything because you don't want to bring that home. You know, you don't want to bring that home. When I was in the music industry, I didn't want to bring a lot of that shit home to my family. Like, oh my God, the groupies and the weird drug stuff and it's a different kind of stress, mental stress besides the sliver. But you don't bring it home. Like a cop. What did you do today, honey? I did my job. I didn't want to tell you I used the jaws of life to clear a little girl out of a freaking DUI car wreck while I had to tase and shoot the DUI driver. But I was at work. So I'm just going to bottle that up and I'm going to go in the den and I'm going to have a fucking drink because that's what's going to shake the nerves and I'm going to knock myself out, get back at it tomorrow morning. So then your family starts being like, Yeah, you're not spending a lot of time at home. You're always at work. I can see how that would affect the family. The dad's gone 24 hours a day down to the salt mine, and mom is getting bored because her gig is to be, the rock there at home to hold the pieces together. And I'm sure the mom goes absolutely nutty butter too, running for the shelter of mommy's little helper. But then the dad comes home and the wife's like, "You never take me out anymore. We never do anything anymore." And the dad looks around and he's like, "Well, this is a really nice house. I haven't seen it in like 3 months. Your car good?" She's like, "Yeah, but I need new tires." He's like, "Okay, put it on the thing. I got it. But I haven't ridden in the car." And so the women get stressed out and the men get stressed out because they're never at home because they're at work. Right? And so then that collapses down. If you don't have a very strong relationship with your religion or with your old lady, like it's going to collapse downward. And then the first thing she does is she goes, "You know what? You're drinking too much after you get off of work. And you never talk to me anymore because the shit that you're doing at work is rattling your brain every day. I know Billy just fell in the schmolting machine or whatever it is, but you don't talk to me about it." And we're like, I can't. If I expose 1 ounce of weakness, my child will see that, my friends will see that, and the next thing I know, I'm going to be laughed out of the neighborhood, and I'm going to be Mr. Fluffy. I'll be working at Starbucks as a barista. "Oh, hey, boys. Hi." Right? So then the wife bounces out and grabs the checkbook, serves you papers on your own home, which you haven't seen in months because you're on the road. You come home and the cop's standing there going, "Hey, you can't go inside. She put a restraining order on you." And you're like, "For what? I haven't been here." "Oh, yeah, well, she said you were argumentative and threatening on a telephone call." Or whatever it is that she made up to get what she wanted, which is basically the nest. So she gets to pull down the nest. You are standing there in the clothes you had on. Your work clothes, your work car, and that's it. The police literally turn you around, send you to the Motel 6 without your wallet or your bank account or your clothes or your change or soap or a toothbrush. And they say, "Well, yeah, well, you're going to have to wait like 3 months out of court before you can go home." So what do? Shit. Well, it's right before the liquor store closes, so I'm going to speed over there and I can go ahead and get me a bottle of something to keep my head on straight. And then you go to some lonely motel and you're sitting there flipping through the Discovery Channel, watching history's mysteries about Hitler and his Third Reich rolling through. But it's like, if they took out the Nazi part of the world, Discovery Channel would go out of business. You want to talk about white supremacy in America? The Discovery Channel. How many more times do we have to see the Blitzkrieg? But anyway, now you're bummed out. You're staring at yourself in the mirror, tired as fuck, dirty as hell. Ass is sticking together from underwear because you can't go home and take a clean set of underwear. And you got to get up again tomorrow and do it again. So you're in the bathroom of some Motel 6 somewhere on the outskirts of town, chastised from your kids and your wife, washing your hand with that little bar of soap. Might as well be in prison. Okay, and mom's sitting there telling the kids, "Your dad's a drunk, your dad's a crazy guy." And the kids are like, "What? He didn't want to come back for me? I thought he loved me." This ain't from personal experience if you can't tell. And you're going, "What the hell just happened in my life? All I wanted to do was provide." And she had all the frilly shit in the world financed. And the only thing she didn't have was my emotional connection because I didn't want to wade in on this and bum her out with my day. And of course I disconnected because of the amount of mental pressure. So you wait your 3 to 6 months to 12 months to go in front of a judge. And you get in there and you realize that the whole system is weighted against you. You're the male. You're not home. And she's in the home with the children. So obviously the home's got to go with her. And you were the only working one because you were like traditional and believed that she should have the time to spend with the children. So from the day the first one was born, she never had to pick up tools and go to work. Right? Mama stays home, takes care of baby, daddy goes to work and picks up the slack, right? I guess I'm old-fashioned. So then they say, okay, half the money that you get are going to alimony and a quarter of that's going to child support. And you can't go home. So now you're sitting in this Motel 6 listening to the gunshots and the prostitutes and the drug deals going on outside the front door. And you're trying to get some sleep and you're looking in the mirror and you realize it doesn't really matter because everything you wanted in life just got stripped away from you. As the bombs from Discovery Channel are going off in the back and you're staring at yourself in the mirror. And you look over and you see your fucking ex-wife roll into the Applebee's with Chuck from the car lot. And what do you want to do? You want to take that warm bottle and them fucking weirdos outside the front door, bring them into the fold and feel familiar. So you slip down backwards, and now you're in a very violent, very dangerous way because you don't care anymore. You don't care anymore. I hate the way that the gun oil tastes. You know? And that silence, that deafening silence. And that little tiny couple of things you have, maybe one picture that's all fucking frayed in your wallet of your family. You know? And so what do? You do something fucking rash. DUI, hooker, blow your head off. You know? Or you do the other option where you pull up and pull out like the fighter you are. Men's mental health is a serious deal. All mental health is a very serious deal, but I believe that mental health, especially in young men, needs to be addressed in a little bit more professional way. I've talked about this before on other videos and stuff, and I just think that we can work a little bit better at it. I want to leave you guys on two things. One thing I remember going out with a very important figure of mine in my life, a male role model figure type, when I was a kid. And he pulled out this humongous buck knife, deer knife, sharp as hell, because I'd watch him sharpen it for days. And he pulls it out in the woods one day, and he's like telling me about how sharp it is and how it can cut whatever, and cut your fingers off. Don't play with the knife. Right? And I said, well, what are you doing pulling it out? And he goes, well, I'm going to carve my lady's name right there with the heart on the tree. Isn't that prove something in America? You know, you pull out this big violent weapon to carve a heart with your girlfriend's name in the middle of it. Hey, you're special, you matter, you're important. What's broken can be fixed. If you're going through anything like this, you're not alone. And the more you study and the more you find out, the more you're going to find you are not alone. There are resources and places for you to go. I would suggest checking out Movember, the organization that helps men's mental health. If you need somebody to talk to, comment in the section below. If you know, seek help. Don't do anything fucking drastic. You're important. You matter. This too will pass. And we're going to need you. I love you. If you guys got a story, please leave it in the bottom. It'll help me understand what's going on with my head. Come on, men's mental health. I think I did another episode called Father's Days. And some other ones like that you guys can check out. All right, peace. I love you.